It is a Wednesday. Good morning, April 25th, 2018, and it's time for People in the Neighborhood. And that's proudly brought to you by the hardworking folks over there at Lee Real Estate and also by Country Carpet and Flooring. We need to set the stage for everybody and welcome you to YouTube as we stream live this morning. Good morning to everybody watching on YouTube. We're going to get a very special guest in here this morning. Sing along if you know the words.
Hello, mother. Hello, father. Here I am remember Leonard Skinner. He got ptomaine poisoning last night after dinner.
Oh, Leonard Skinner, 7:33. Good morning to our very special in-studio guest, John Simpson. How are you today?
Scott, I'm doing very well for a Wednesday morning. Thank you very much for having me in.
South Dakota Wildlife Federation getting together with a bunch of folks with the South Dakota Youth Conservation Camp that's coming up, and it's going to be here before you know it. I know sign-ups are underway. Is there a deadline?
Yeah, there is, Scott. We're looking for a list of kids to be complete by about the 2nd of May, which is not very far out. And for that reason, it's great that I can be here this morning to alert kids and their parents that there's still time to enroll for the South Dakota Wildlife Federation Youth Conservation Camp. The camp starts this year on Sunday, June 3rd. Ooh. A bus will come through Pier and pick the kids up, and we have to have the list into the Federation by about the 2nd of May, so they have plenty of time to get their classes organized and get the cabins figured out. And the 2nd of May isn't that far out. We're getting close, but the camp starts on June 3rd and ends on June 9th, and it's open for all youngsters that are at ages 8 through 12. Grades 8 through 12, I should say.
And this is all being head up High Plains Wildlife Association of Ford Pier, helping out with all of this. And I know you're the head guy in this thing this year, and you've been through a lot yourself, and it's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. This is the 55th year of this conservation camp, Scott, and when I was in grades 8 through 12, there was no such opportunity available for youngsters like there is today. And so I really appreciate having the opportunity to let kids go to this camp. I've been kind of heading it up here in Pier for about 10 or 20 years now. I kind of lost track of time, but like I said, when I was that age, those camps weren't around, and this one's been around for 55 years. So that does kind of date me and give you an idea of where I'm at on the age range thing. But this camp for 8th through 12th graders is an outdoor adventure kind of a deal. They stay at Camp Bob Marshall, which is right between Custer and Custer State Park in the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota, right on the border of Custer Park. And the kids are there for a whole week. The camp is owned by the South Dakota 4-H Foundation actually owns the camp. And the Wildlife Federation rents it from them for 1 week for this youth conservation camp every year. Our local wildlife club, High Plains, we've partnered this year with 4 local banks, Bank West, First National Bank, First Dakota National Bank, and American Bank and Trust are helping us fund the $350 per head for each student, which it's 100% paid for by High Plains and the 4 banks. And we'd like to send about 10 to 14 kids this year if we could get that many on the list. They leave that Sunday, June 3rd. They come home Saturday, June 9th. Transportation and room and board is all included in the fee. And one of the highlights of the camp, I know, on Wednesday evening while the youngsters are at the park, they load them in the buses and head for Mount Rushmore.
Wow. They
go see the night lighting ceremony. And I've seen that. It's incredibly patriotic, very impressive to see. Really kind of twangs the strings in your heart for our great country.
That's just great. What an opportunity for these kids. And I know there's parents out there and grandparents and that sort of thing. You've got a kid 8th through 12th grade that's looking for something to do for a week in June. Boy, you can't beat South Dakota Youth Conservation Camp.
I don't think so. It's a freebie. And another perspective, mom and dad would be short one youngster for that week, and a little bit less on the grocery bill and a little bit less on the questions around the house and moving the youngster around the town. But we just think it's a great opportunity. Over the years, we've even had a couple of kids that have actually decided on some kind of conservation for a career.
Wow.
I personally know of 2 youngsters or 2 adults now that went to the camp 20, 25 years ago, and now they're fisheries biologists. They just enjoyed what they learned. They wanted that for a career. And so that's another perspective of looking at this camp. It gives the kids an opportunity to understand and learn a lot more about all the outdoor opportunities that are there, and they might choose some form of biology or outdoor career. And if they don't, that's fine, but it sure broadens their perspectives.
So let's do a quick rundown now. We got camp coming up. When is the deadline?
May 2nd is
Okay.
the deadline to apply. May 1st or 2nd, one of those two. We're asking for a $100 deposit this year from the campers' parents. In the last 2 years, we've lost about $1,000 with campers that did not go. We paid the fee, non-refundable. And so this year, we're asking for a $100 deposit. When the youngster gets on the bus, we'll tear the check up, give it back to the folks, so it's a no-cost deal from that perspective. But the deadline is May 2nd. Today is the 5th of April, so we
Yes.
got about a week. And my phone number is 224-7054. Just like to have anybody that's interested. It could be a grandparent. I had a grandparent call yesterday, heard about this opportunity, and had a grandson in Brown County. I said, well, here's the way to get him on the camp list from Brown County, and we can organize that too if your youngster doesn't live right here in Pierre. If they're locally, the Fort Pierre area, Sully, Stanley, Hughes County, High Plains Wildlife would be happy to send to camp. Just give me a call, 224-7054.
There you go, folks. Take advantage of this great situation. Get those kids in the out of doors. John Simpson, thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Scott, you're very welcome. I appreciate the opportunity. It's always fun to visit with you, and you have a good day.
Yeah, you too. All right, folks, that's part one of People in the Neighborhood. We've got the mayor of Fort Pierre on her way in, so get ready for it. This is KGFX, and this is People in the Neighborhood.
Playing baseball, gee, that's better. Mother, father, kindly disregard this letter.